All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out this training and being with us to learn about how to develop yourself as a leader. Today, we're going to talk about goals. And so I understand that time is the most precious thing that you have. And so I promise you this training has the potential to impact your future, impact your business, impact your life if you apply the information that's being shared. So make sure you've got a pen and a paper handy so that you can take the notes that you need and reflect on these things in the future. So the first thing I want to talk about is goals, right? I want to talk about types of goals, the way that goals work. Most people, they do these New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, right? Have you ever done that before? You've got that one New Year's resolution or two that you think of, right? I want to lose weight, this and that. But the majority of people never hit their goals, right? They never hit the resolutions, we will say, right? And the reason is because, number one, speaking a resolution, thinking of a resolution is not enough. You need to take it a step beyond. And that's why successful people, they don't have New Year's resolutions. They have goals, right? And my first spiritual mentor taught me that you need to have at least 10 goals a year, right? You need to average 10 goals or so a year, and it could be more, okay? And if it's your first time writing goals, hey, if you write down 5, that's fine, right? But the idea is aim for 10. Why? Because you have different aspects of your life that are going to be impacted by your goals. Right now, most people, they'll just do one type of goals, right? I'm talking about we need to look at all of life so that you could be a better you. Here's the truth. Until at least most of the assets or aspects of your life, right, are in the right place, everything else is going to suffer. What do I mean by that? Listen, you could have the greatest business, but if your health is suffering, your energy is suffering. Right? The way that you look is not going to be as pleasing. You're not going to close as many sales. People are not going to be attracted to being around you. So everything rises and falls on leadership, which is what John Maxwell says. And that starts with having goals that you're obtaining and reaching those goals to become a better person. So when we talk about goals, I want you to think of a few key areas of your life. Number one, I want you to think of, let's start with what everybody talks about, weight, right? Let's talk about our health goals. So I want you to have physical goals for yourself. Write down 1 goal or 2 goals or 3 goals for your physical health. It might be a certain weight that you want to reach, right? Losing weight is not a goal. Why? Because you could lose half a pound and you would accomplish that. You want to have a specific number, right? I want to be 180 pounds. I want to be 120 pounds. Whatever it is, right? I want to be a certain waistline. That is a goal. So what are your physical goals? Maybe it's eating habits, right? Maybe it's exercise habits so that you're strong and energetic and healthy, right? What are the goals that you want to have physically, right? Mentally, right? What are mental goals, mental development goals, right? Maybe there's a certain amount of books that you want to read this year, right? Maybe there's a certain amount of reading that you want to do every year. Okay, you could even put it as self-development, which is, what conferences do you want to attend this year? How many conferences? Do you want to have a mentor? Do you want to pay for a personal coach, right? You got to think these things through and figure out how to mentally develop yourself. What are your spiritual goals? Yes, spiritual goals. Even an atheist has a sense of spirituality, right? And so I'm not going to tell you what to believe in, but I will tell you that whatever you believe in, you need to search that out and develop yourself in that. So if you're a Christian, let's say, are you going to a church, right? Are you going to a church regularly? Are you feeding yourself from the Bible, right? Which Christians believe is the holy word of God, right? And are you developing yourself in that spiritual muscle? Are you praying on a regular basis? So develop that spirituality. Now, maybe you have financial goals, right? So how much money do you want to make on a monthly basis? What is your income level? Maybe there's a certain savings level that you want to be on, right? What are your financial goals? You got to write these things down, right? Then you have like business goals, right? So most of you guys watching this, you probably have some sort of business that you want to do or that you're already in. So the question is, what are your business goals, right? Maybe there's a certain amount of customers that you want to reach this month or this year, right? Maybe, it's a certain rank in the company that you're in that you want to achieve. What are those business goals that you have? And you need to have a number associated with it so that you know when you've reached it. And I'll also say things like, relational goals. Family, friends, maybe there's a certain amount of time you want to spend with your family this year. Maybe there's a certain amount of, time you want to spend with friends or developing new relationships, right? Maybe you start mentoring somebody as part of your goal. Maybe somebody mentors you is something that you want to pray for and believe that's going to happen in 2019. So whatever your goals are, I want you to look at your whole life. And there's probably areas I didn't mention. That's fine. Look at your entire life. Look at what's important to you, right? And then write down goals associated with it. If you're a musician, maybe making a certain amount of music this year is part of your goal. If you're a writer, maybe writing a certain amount of pages this year is part of your goal. So write down, guys, all of the goals associated with the majority of your life. Those are the types of goals, right? Now, here's the thing. When you write these goals down, I want to make a side note. There's also goals that come and go in seasons. And what do I mean by that? You may not be in a season where you can write a book because maybe you're in a season when you need to explode your business because you also have a full-time job that you're trying to get out of. Well, you can still write down goals, but just be honest with yourself and understand that maybe right now will not be the time for those goals to be realized, right? Maybe right now you won't be able to write a book. So put that in a column where it's like, hey, this is an ambition of mine, but maybe not in 2019 unless an opportunity arises for it. So write down your goals, but understand that as you reach some goals, other goals will be imbalanced, right? Many leaders will tell you there's really no such thing as balance. For many years, everybody was like, oh, you need to have a balanced life. Listen, there is no balance. Anybody who's done anything big, in my company, we've got what's called chairmans, right? And guys, listen, when people are going on their chairman runs, life is imbalanced, right? But the way that I've had great authors that I've read put it is that, listen, spirituality is supposed to be number one in your heart, right? And it'll play out in your life. But there may be seasons where, spirituality can't be your number one priority because you know that in your heart in this season, you got to get your finances right. Right? And then in one season, maybe you got your finances right, but you realize, hey, I got to get my relationships right. I got to get my marriage right, right? So understand, we're going to be juggling. TD Jakes says it's all about juggling, right? You're doing one thing well, you juggle it. You do the other thing well, you juggle it, right? If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a business person, a family person, a ministry person, you're going to be juggling. But understand that if you want to get good at any one thing, you're going to have to dedicate most of your attention to that one thing and get it right before you try to get something else right. I hope that adds value to you. So make goals on your whole life. But understand that as you're reaching goals, it will be some type of imbalance there, and you will have to juggle certain things. Now, when you write these goals down, I want you to write down goals that'll stretch you, right? So like, if you're 50 pounds overweight, your goal should not be, I want to lose 5 pounds, right? Like you will stop drinking soda and stop eating McDonald's and you'll lose 5 pounds. It didn't stretch you, right? Maybe 40 pounds. You're 50 pounds overweight, 40 pounds. Right? In the next 90 days, 100, 120 days, whatever it is, right? Maybe that'll stretch you, right? So figure out where you're at and then make goals that'll stretch you, that'll make you work for them, that they're not just going to come by accident, right? If they're going to just come anyways, then that wasn't really a goal, okay? Write goals that are going to stretch you. But then I want you to understand the flip side. I want you to write goals that are obtainable, right? I'm not saying, listen, live a life that's realistic. No, aim for the stars, aim high. I want you to stretch yourself. But if you're currently, in my company, a P150, right, saying that your goal is Chairman 100, well, you've skipped a lot of steps there. You can have the vision of Chairman 100, but let's get to Chairman 10 first, okay? So stretch yourself, but also give yourself goals that are obtainable within a reasonable amount of time. Okay. By the way, most of the goals that I write are from year-to-year basis. That whole 5-year thing, guys, we're going too fast in 2019. 5-year goals are 2- and 3-year goals now, right? So figure out your goals for the next year and have the vision for the next 2-3 years to go after that. So pick the types of goals that are in focus in this season of your life. Pick goals that will stretch you. But pick goals that are somewhat obtainable if you take the right actions, and then write down the actions that are necessary for you to accomplish them, all right? So if you want to build a business, right, what are the action steps that you got to take on a weekly, monthly basis for you to reach the goals that you desire? What are the things that you need to implement as habits for you to be able to get to the place that you want to get to? If you have health goals, right, what are the things that you need to do, right? Because that can just be one thing. You could work out and work out and work out and not be healthy and not lose weight. So what are the things that need to come into place for you to really build into the goals that you have, right? If you're in a marketing business like I am, you got to look for key people to work with. Then you got to look for ways to, impart, belief and impart leadership into these people and influence into them, right? So you need to develop people, and then you need to keep finding new people. So what are the action steps that you need to take towards your goals on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? So find the key areas of your life that you want to work on in 2019. Pick goals that'll stretch you, but goals that are obtainable in 2019. And then write down the actions that are necessary for you to be able to reach those goals. All right. Now, a couple of quick things I'll mention as we're wrapping this up. Number one, okay, one of the things that I'm developing right now is a vision board, right? It's a place where I look at on a daily basis, okay, so that I can see the things that I want to reach, right? The things in my life that I want to be able to accomplish, right? Maybe for you, it's a certain house, a certain car, a certain bank account, right? Write yourself a check. Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $1 million and put a date on it. And guess what? He was broke until he got the million, but he cashed that $1 million check in the first big movie he did, right? So put things on your vision board that will allow you to see visually what it is that you want to live out. Maybe for you, it's a certain type of ministry or nonprofit. Maybe you want to open up an orphanage, and that's going to wake you up in the morning. That's going to give you belief when maybe you feel down or you feel like you're not going to be able to accomplish something, right? Maybe it's, children. You want to have children. You want to have a certain a marriage one day. So you need to look at your vision board and decide if you're becoming the type of person to have that type of relationship. Guys, this is deep stuff. So you need to have a vision board, a place where you can see your dreams and goals on a daily basis. Okay, and you can start to pin things on there. A thing that I'll mention to you, right over here, I have a picture now of a city. In my old office, I had a picture of downtown Miami. And listen, I couldn't have guessed it. I couldn't have known it. I don't know how many live videos I did behind that picture. But today I live in a very, very luxurious condominium in downtown Miami. And I had that picture in front of me. And I will be honest with you, I never thought nor claimed or declared that I was going to live in downtown Miami in a luxurious condo. But seeing it every day, taking actions every day, brought it into fruition. And that's why I believe the law of attraction is real to a certain extent. I believe that if you believe in faith and take actions towards what you believe, it will come to pass. There was the picture, actions took place, here we are today, right? So you need to visually see what it is so that when you're fighting for your goals, guys, you can actually see it and then believe it so that you can achieve it, right? For you guys that want to lose weight, maybe you need to take a picture of yourself and paste yourself on the type of body that you want to have so you could see it every day before you make the decisions to eat the things you do. If you want to build a business, you need to put the things that your business is going to allow you to achieve, allow you to have, allow you to impact others. You need to put that on a vision board and see it so that when you're calling people, so that when you're finding new customers, that when you're tired and you don't want to go to an event, guess what? You need to see why you're doing it, so that you will keep pressing on. The last thing I will say about goals is this, is that I want you guys to make I am statements about your goals, all right? So in my company, there's a rank called chairman, right? And so maybe one of your I am statements is, I am a chairman 10, right? I am 180 pounds, right? I am a millionaire. I have over $1 million in my savings account, right? I have over $1 million in my trading account. Guys, these are live, actual goals of mine, but I don't speak it as I need to be it. I speak it as I already am it, okay? Write down your goals, and then I want you to begin to speak it every day to yourself. You can have it printed out. I actually have one that I'm making now that's going on my vision board so that when I see my vision board, I say what I already am. It just hasn't come into fruition in the physical realm. Does that make sense? okay? Write down your goals. If you've got 10 goals, well, write down 10 I am statements. If one of your goals was, I want to write a book, then I want you to make an I am statement that says, I am an author. I am an author of a #1 Amazon bestseller. I am an international speaker. I am a Chairman 10. I am a leader. I am an influencer. Okay, guys, listen, it's just how it works. You need to, here's what I'll tell you, because some will say, dude, that's crazy. Let me tell you something. You right now are probably lying to yourself about negative things. What do I mean by that? You are probably calling yourself stupid on a daily basis. Man, I'm dumb. I can't believe I made that mistake. Man, I'm overweight. Man, I have this. Man, I do that. Listen, why not speak to yourself in a positive way? I am healthy. I am a good weight. I am a leader. I am an influencer. Guess what will happen? Your subconscious will begin to believe the things as they were real, even though they haven't manifested yet. Here's what I'll tell you in closing. I believed I was married. I believed I was going to find the right mate years before I met her. I believed that I was going to be a leader in nonprofit organizations years before I was it. And then I took the action steps necessary based upon my goals, based upon my beliefs in faith, and then those things came to pass. So this is why I believe goal setting is so important, because it's literally going to lay out the blueprint for your future. It's going to lay out the blueprint for the action steps that you need to take in order to accomplish the things that you feel on your heart you are called to accomplish. So guys, write out your goals. Make a list, okay? Check it twice, right? Make sure that you give yourself numbers to those goals, right? 50 pounds, 30 pounds, 100,000, 50,000, whatever it is, a certain rank, a certain amount of employees in your business, whatever it is that your goals are based upon, right? Write them down. Also put a timeline. Hey, I want to be full-time in my business by X month, okay? And listen, you're giving yourself a setup. Will you always hit it at 100%? No, guys, I've had goals that I hit years later, but they were goals that were on my heart and I accomplished them. Listen, it doesn't matter when, as long as you do it. Destiny's already written and it's waiting for you to accomplish it, not in your timeline, but in the timeline of the Creator. So if you write it down, you take action towards it, it will happen in the time that it's supposed to. All right, guys, many blessings to you. Follow me at Max the Mentor on Instagram. I hope you got value from this. Share this with somebody soon, and blessings to you.